Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello, children. The old Capmeister here. Real tired. Dear Asshole Consulting, I'm 22 years old, living at home with my parents in the United Kingdom. I left a high-ranked university a year ago with a worthless humanities liberal arts BA. Really wish I found your channel when I was in my late teens and done something else, but alas, it is too late. I spent the past year not doing too much, just doing bottom-level catering and retail jobs, unable to find anything better and without any real future life aims. I've been in the process of joining the Royal Navy as an officer, following your advice. Put in my application back in February of this year. The final stages of the application involve a 2-day assessment interview. If I pass this stage, which is several months away, I'll start in May of 2020. However, I'm really unsure about my abilities and motivations to see it through. I essentially want to join to gain resilience and a sense of direction. This isn't consistent with the long terms I'll have to serve and the nature of the role. I only want to be in the military for a few years to find out what itches I need to scratch. I don't know if an entire career is right for me, but I could be wrong. I also think my application is likely to fail for this reason. They won't want someone who isn't completely committed. And also that I don't deep down think I'm officer material. Dude, look at the US and UK militaries. They're just taking anybody that, hey, you're a woman, go in. Not everyone who goes into the military is a career soldier or sailor or airman or Marine. It is a lot. This is why I say everyone should go into the military, whether you're going to become a general or not, because what else are you going to do? You're the perfect candidate for it because you have a degree. It's worthless. Do you want to spend another 4 years or 5 years, whatever the mandatory serving requirement is in the UK Navy? Do you want to do that serving, what are you, a barista? Okay, bottom level catering and retail jobs. Do you want to keep doing that for the next 5 years? Or do you want to go into the military? You don't have to stay in the military, but yeah, if you're going to go, you better fucking serve out your term. Although I don't know what the United Kingdom version is if they dishonorably discharge you. But you just sound like a grade A pussy. Oh, I don't. That's what got you in this problem in the first place. You're a lazy pussy, and you didn't decide to go and major in something that was going to have a job. You wanted the liberal arts. Now it's the same thing hampering you now. Well, fuck, lady. You know, you either are going to commit to it or not. And if you're not willing to commit to it, fine. But you better commit to something that's going to end up in you like becoming a resolved, steeled person who produces something of value. You're going to have to go back to college for a real degree. You're going to have to go to coding camp. You're going to have to sign up with Seth Himes of indemandcareer.com. Become a digital marketer. You're going to have to do something. Or, if you don't want to do neither, meaning getting some kind of real career and putting forth the hard efforts into the maths and the STEMs, or going into the military and getting your ass kicked into shape, the third option is just keep doing what you're doing for now until you're dead. I think is it the chav life? Is that what it is? The chavs, they always call it the chavs. Like, oh, what are you, a chav, mate? I'm like, what's a chav? I'm not sporty or outgoing or much of a leader. Applying for the officer role was just to keep my mom happy with me joining the military. Oh, God. Because we got to make our parents happy. Is that mom the same mom that told you to follow your heart and the money will follow? They ended up with this shitty degree in this shitty position? Where's your dad? Never mind, I know the answer. I was thinking that if I failed or decide against it, I could go for another service such as being in the Army Reserves, which would involve training, some benefits, and perhaps the chance to join full-time if I like it. That'd be an idea. Although the application process alone would be another 4 to 9 months of my life at the very... Oh, you mean there's an application process? They don't just give you a fucking rifle and you go? Oh, that sucks, man. There's an application process. All these hurdles in life. All these hurdles. It must be tough. The problem with all these paths, getting accepted in the Navy, being rejected by the Navy, joining another branch of the military, is they all take a really long time, will involve... You just pissed away 4 years of your life on a shitty degree. A lot of uncertainty and waiting. Oh, you mean like all of life? God almighty, what in fuck's name? You mean there's uncertainty in life? You may not get in? Really? We live rurally where there's very little work or career opportunities. This is compounded by the fact I can't drive. Oh, fuck. Unless I'm taking lessons. Dude, you're just lazy. Okay, don't give me this shit. This is too early in the fucking morning for this shit. I hear look, I hear I've changed my mind now. You shouldn't waste the United Kingdom's military, Navy or Army with your shit. Okay? If you're too lazy to go apply for jobs out of your rural town to find a better job, if you're too lazy to get a driver's license and now you're finally getting around to it, don't waste your time with it. Don't bother them. Okay? They're going to have to spend more time fucking around with you and getting you to do what they want. No. Until you grow up and become an adult, don't bother applying for the military. Normally, it's more of a, you got to take a young man or a young person and they're a little rough around the edges, but we form them. But that assumes there's some raw material there. You are just lazy. You're lazy. And there's no solution to that until you decide, I don't want to be lazy anymore. And you go forth and you do it. Also, many people have commented that they might think I have autism or something similar, schizoid, ADHD. No. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. If you're really curious, go talk to a professional psychologist or a therapist. You know, the ones that think masculinity is toxic. Okay? You go find out and you take the test. Here, no. You're lazy. Hey, again, you might actually be schizophrenic. You might actually have the his. But there is no doubt in my mind you have a full-blown case of laziness. Right? So you solve that problem first. And also, your many people are the same people who believe any problem of laziness, the symptoms of laziness, oh God, you got a mental disorder. Ugh. I might seek help on this, as any of these conditions would disqualify me for the military service. That's smart. That is smart. Because if you do have that, they aren't going to take you. So a preliminary test would be very wise. Save yourself the time in the application. Save the military the time in the and their efforts and resources. Plus, it would help me know better myself. I'm afraid of being misdiagnosed, therefore I'm hesitant about going to a doctor or psychiatrist. Well, how about you try not being lazy for a year? Try that. See if it really is a mental disorder, or you're just lazy. Charles Murray suggested a good way to spend your early 20s is to go overseas to an exotic location for a few years. You don't have the money. By this, he doesn't mean backpacking, but finding work and accommodation in faraway land and learning the language as well. This, according to him, would develop some resilience and a sense of what to do in much the same way the military would. Please let me know what you think of this. Yeah, you can land a job. Oh, but there might be an application process. Are you sure you're okay with that, sweetheart? Well, you might have to apply. Oh, but then you might fail. Oh, let's just sit here and cower for the rest of our lives. I'm ultimately hampered by having no big life aims and no sense of what I really want, need, or where it would suit best. I know that if I don't get any military experience or something similar at all, my life at best will be a string of tedious office jobs and at worst a lot of rubbish minimum wage jobs. Either way, my life would be directionless, mediocre, and frankly not worth it. I think I'm likewise held back by my lack of any real world experience. No, you're lazy. You're lazy. You're lazy. You're lazy. You're lazy. Lazy. You're not, you know what takes work? Finding out what you want to do in life and what you should do in life. That takes work, but you're too lazy to figure that out. Therefore, you have no incentive. Therefore, you sit and wallow in whatever rural part of the United Kingdom you're in. I have a dumb degree. See, and here's the other thing. You got a degree. So don't, that tells me, see, everyone, oh, I'm disabled. I can't do it. Well, wait. Even though it was a worthless degree, you managed to show up regularly on time for a 4-year degree. And even though it's a dumb degree, you managed to get it. So don't tell me you can't put in applications. Some non-office work experience, but really not much else going on. So military service would rectify this, but I fear that this lack of experience would also prevent me becoming a naval officer. No, your attitude will prevent you from becoming a naval officer. The assessment board would reject somebody with no real leadership examples to his name. Should I bother with military application? Should I move out? Should I get clinical help? Should I go overseas? Am I missing something? You're lazy! Start working out. Start running. That'll be the first thing. No, you have to do this in the right order. First, you get clinical help. See if you're even qualified to apply to the Navy and the Army and all that. I would, however, go on a month-long knock it the fuck off with the laziness and see if that changes anything. So you get your driver's license, you start working out. You start sitting down every night, you start researching what you want to do in life. You put in your research and your effort, like what kind of career do I want? Do I want to have kids or a family or not? Do I want to travel? So that's the first thing. Going from there, if you are sane, or I shouldn't say sane, but if you don't have any disqualifying mental illnesses, I would then go find jobs overseas and do the traveling thing. Because the military, that you could quit at any time. The military you can. And I happen to agree with Charles Murray, that would kind of toughen you up a bit and give you and then you're young enough, you could come back. If that didn't work out, then you should know by then whether or not you really want to join the military. So you go talk to the shrinks, you go find out whether or not you can even apply to the military. You go overseas, working your jobs, and while you're overseas, start thinking about what you want to become, what you want to do. And then when you come back from working overseas and you figure it out, you'll have a little bit more perspective and guidance as to whether or not you should join the military. And also, assuming you're not lazy and you actually put in the time to research what should I do with my life, you will then go and either go back to school for becoming a programmer or whatever it is that you find out you want to do. And are you missing something? Yes, you're lazy. You're at fault for all of this. All of it. All right? Another thing you're missing is you're not being a pussy or a coward. You just don't, your laziness is so complete, you excuse even filling in applications, even trying because you might get rejected. That's how lazy you are. So you could throw the military in, foreign travel, it's not going to matter because you're lazy. And until you cure your laziness, nothing you do will matter. Nothing. You either start putting effort into life or you take the easy way out. And hey, you know what? Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with going and working shitty-ass jobs, living at home. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if your number one thing in life is a fear of work and a fear of failure, then just admit it. I know several people. They're good people. They stay at home. They don't do anything. In some regards, I'm absolutely jealous of them because they can do it. They're happy. So if maybe that's you. Maybe you're not the type. Maybe you're an extreme introvert. Stay at home. Do your little job. Live at home with mom. All right? Make you a little bit of money. Squirrel away some pounds. And just don't bother trying. But if you feel this compunction to go out, you feel like going out into the real world, you cannot be lazy and go out into the real world. You just can't. So you got to get rid of that first. And I think some of that schedule, shrink, overseas work, not overseas travel, work. Come back, reassess then maybe a military or a new career. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, links down below. Toodles.